One of the biggest reasons candidates stumble in AI interviews isn't coding. It's the business use case of AI projects implemented by you. Or, for example, you have written in your resume about building a conversational AI, and when the interviewer asks about what conversational AI actually means, or how it actually works behind the scenes, or what actually is LUM, that's language understanding models, most people freeze in the interview. But the truth is, learning skills like these can set you apart in the interview from other candidates immediately. And that's exactly what we are covering today. In today's video, we'll dive deep into how to build a language understanding model using Microsoft LUIS. You'll also learn how to create intents, define entities, and handle user queries effectively. We'll also cover how your model can accurately interpret a range of phrases, even if they're grammatically imperfect. So this will help you answer deep technical interview questions related to conversational AI. Also, this video is taken from our complete AI job-oriented program where we cover everything from beginners to more advanced topics like build, deploy, and manage AI agents, interacting with LLMs including machine learning models. So if you want the full 3-step framework we have used to help thousands of learners land high-paying jobs in AI/ML, Agentic AI, Generative AI, and data science, make sure to join our free masterclass. The link is given in the description below. It's your fastest path to becoming job ready.
We were talking about third lesson, conversational language understanding. This is also very interesting. We have discussed about language understanding also. Yeah, it's NLP. NLP, whenever we talk about any NLP based application, NLU is at the back before generating the output. Means any result you are going to get related to NLP, understanding comes first, then after generating will be done at the after this. Here also, whenever we are going to make such application, we want my model, my machine should understand what exactly I am talking about. I said one example like about the bank. Normally, whenever you talk about bank, we just normally think about any ICICI, HDFC, HSBC bank. But no, my reference with this time I am on picnic, and my car knows I am driving and I want to move to the river bank. So definitely this time bank was referring to river bank, not the financial bank. My machine need to understand the context. I give some examples. Switch on the light. Which light? Which fan? You want to on or off? You need to find out the context. And these all can be done by this language understanding. So guys, think again. When I want my application should understand these all things, I need to give these examples. But how can I provide the example to my machine? Like when I say, switch on the light, I need to say light is this, and when I'm speaking, switch on the light, on the light, light on, and any right grammatical correct or wrong answer I can add in my, I can just train to my machine, and I will say whenever I'm using this word, it means I want to do switch on. Right? Switch on. I need to specify in these example, these phrases are there, it relate to switch on, right? I'm just saying what is the date? Like what is the day of the week? Can you please tell me the day? So I can have a lot of such examples. Whenever I'm talking about day or date, something like that, it will be referring to get date or get date. I can have multiple action that I may perform, but I need to provide these examples to my machine. How can I do that? For this, Microsoft have a separate platform. It will be hiding a lot of complexity to which we call LUIS, language understanding, right? So this will be something like where we can perform all these tasks in a separate platform to which we are calling LUIS. Hey, we are going to understand these all things here. Very first, you need to provision these language resource as we have done in previous case. Once again, you can do it. We can use the same service for language understanding specifically. Here we need to define intent, entity, and utterances. What is that? Okay, we'll come back here later on. So intent is something which is referring to the what action need to perform. Entity, it is again the name of the object, of name of the product, or utterance is phrase. To understand these things, you can just take quickly first this example. When I'm saying what time is it, this is the utterance. You can see this is the utterance. And intent, when you say what time is it, it means you're talking about get time. When you say tell me the time, both are referring to the same kind of thing, and it refers to get time only, right? Similarly, you say the phrase what is the weather forecast, or do I need an umbrella? In these cases, get weather. So ultimately, when I'm talking about these all stuff, I am mentioning about intent, entity, and utterances. So I need to provide these kind of example in a separate platform where I can add all the phrases, all the text that my client can speak, right? My client can speak about these things in correct grammar or wrong grammar, or maybe like any small words, but my machine should understand. So I need to provide all those examples, need to train, test, publish, and I will deploy. Again, the same kind of thing. How to do these all things? Let's understand first. All right, guys. So here we have our my application. And now we understand like whenever you're going to implement or you want to develop any application, we need to pass my input here, like app accept this input from the user. Your model will use to understand the semantic meaning, like what is going to happen. So maybe like you are saying, switch on the light. This will, you are speaking to your cell phone, right? But at the back, it is sending this query, like switch on the light. It will be sending to your AI solution or AI service at the back, right? And it will be sending back the result, and it will say like user want to do switch on, right? Or you're writing on light or something like what is maybe any phrase you are speaking at the back, it is going to send back into the AI. AI will send back the action. What is the intent? So this kind of operation will be performed at the back in your AI solution. So as I mentioned here, we require the language model to interpret the user input, and we may use the NLU. Basically, whenever we talk about this service, we have language service here. So once again, we can go back here, and as we discussed earlier, like you can create a service language understanding. We have language service here. Under this one, we have language. Maybe like this is a language service, but you will use this one for language understanding purpose. So we have this language understanding as well. We have language service, but you will go with this one. You can click on it, or you can create this service, or this is basically AI service. You can use any one. But whenever you will talk about the performance, you need to go to portal, right? In the previous section, we were talking about this custom question answering. This time you need to go to the next one, that is conversational language understanding. So we have language understanding again. You can click here. You can click on create new project. Once again, the same kind of window to create a project. You can give the name, like this is related to LUIS, Louis. You can choose your English, can give description if you want, next, and create a project. So guys, why we are doing this all? Because once again, we want to pass all the phrases and all the action that can be performed, right? Once again, you can just check. Again, I need to upload my data. I need to do the training. And after training, I can deploy the portal, right? But I will come back to the portal later on. But first, need to understand what exactly we can do here. As I mentioned, like we need to understand three important terminologies here. One is intent. Intent means, according to it, what you are understanding. What is the meaning of intent and utterance? Guys, this is again important. You may expect again scenario-based questions. It will give you an example, take the left. Maybe like I'm taking any random example, but in that you need to tell like what is the utterance. In that case, like the user is asking to car, you need to take left, right? This is the complete phrase. What action is there? Take left, or maybe like and drive the car, for example. So this will be the intent action, right? So you can have the query in which you can get some phrase, complete phrase. Out of the phrase, you need to find out what can be the accurate result, what can be the intent, what can be the utterance, so you can tell. So ultimately, utterance means the phrase, the complete sentence which is said by the end user. User is saying, what time is it? Tell me the time. What is the time? What's time? Time is what? Maybe some grammatical wrong. Anything can be there. Whatever I said just now, these all are utterances. And related to all these utterances, I am going to create one intent whose name is get time. How can I create? For example, we have already created this project in Language Studio. In the Language Studio, we were talking about conversational language and understanding project. You will do these things in your labs, right? You need to come here on the very first tab where you can find the intents. I want to create a new intent here, right? I am clicking on it. So I want to give the name get time, just like to tell, like it is not the same every time you need to create. For me, I'm writing get time for me. Just like I have given a random name only, but my main intention, I have created a get time. Similarly, you say when user asks about something related to weather, what is the weather forecast? What will be the weather tomorrow? Should I go out to the office due to the heavy rain? Or do I need umbrella outside? I can have very queries. So when you talk about these things, so we are talking about, so whenever you're talking about these things, we are talking about get weather, right? So I also want to create another one, get weather, right? I can create like this, just that's it. Similarly, you say turn the light on, switch on the light, switch off the light, something like that, but not on off. We are talking about on only, right? So we are specifically talking turn on the device. What is the device? Right now, I don't know. It may be light, it may be fan, it may be AC or TV. No worries. I want to create, I can click on add and you can create it, not creating more. So basically, like once you are done with the intent, you can go inside this get time, right? You will select your get what is the intent and related utterance you can add here. Why we are doing this, guys? Just check it out. What I'm saying, I'm saying I want to add more example for get time, right? I'm saying what's time, I'm going to add, that's it, pressing enter, done. Again, my intent is get time. I am asking what is the time, what's time, what is the time. This is again one example, tell me the time. I added these examples here, right? So I have done that. Once I done, I will do the save changes. That's it. Again, moving back on the first tab, once again, we have another one, get weather. I'm clicking on it. Out of the intent, I again want to choose the correct intent. What is the intent? Get weather. I'm going to choose, and I'm just asking, what is the weather, right? Do I need umbrella, right? So going to add these things. Again, once I done, save changes. Any end user is using my model or my application later on, but right now I am providing more examples so that my machine, my complete application should behave appropriately, right? So that's why I need to give this example, right? I'm just going to tell about all these examples, and once I'm done, I will click on the training jobs, right? Third step, just click on the start a training. Give the model name. I say this is model 1 because I'm going to create a new model which will help us to find out intent, right? How it can find the intent? Because I have already given the training. When users say this, it will be the result. Whenever users say this, it will be the intent. I need to do that. So for that, I just need to go with all the basic parameters, no problem, and click on train. Once I will click on the train, my model will start learning about all the phrases and all the intent I said, right? So this is done. I can just check the performance. Is this good or not? I can do the testing as well. And then after, I can deploy, right? So right now, this is my model that is going to be trained right now. Till the time it is going to train, we will check that later. So right now, this is something we can do, and we can train the model with the help of it. So these are the same kind of thing that we will keep on doing in the different portals. In the previous portal, if you remember, we were talking about we were talking about that platform. Where is that? We were talking about, add data sources. We discussed about, bringing these things. We did some changes. Once satisfied, once we did the testing, we deployed. Now, in this one also, we are talking about the same kind of thing. We are talking about some schema. We are talking about some schema where we have created the two intents. Two intent, get time, get weather. Related to get time, we added some examples here. What type of examples we added? Please everyone pay attention. We have added what's time, what is the time, tell me the time. We have added all these examples. Once we're done, we were training the model. Now my model training is done, I can do the testing. In the testing, I want to select a model. Model is not deployed. I need to deploy the model first. So I can deploy the model again by same way, add deployment. So what type of model I had? So maybe like this is related to devices, home automation, right? So if you want to select model, we have model 1 here. Need to select all, that's okay. I'm going to deploy. Again, it will take some time. And once it's done, we will be able to get my model, right? So not a big deal, but now it is done. We have brought some data. We have done the training of it. We have deployed. My model have been deployed now, right? So this is home automation. Now, if I would like to test it, home automation is here. I say switch. No, sorry, we were talking about the time. Say simple, tell time. So this is something we are going to do, run test. My perspective or my agenda of this application is to tell me what action user want to do. He want to get the time, right? He want to get the time, and my model is 82.67% sure, right? I say, could you please tell me time? In this case, let's say what he says, I'm going to run it. Still, it is able to find get time, right? It is not telling me whether, but 77% sure. Like this is the intent. Are you getting what is the prospect? Now, apart from that, you can have some entities as well. We discussed here, like this is utterance. So what is the time? It was get time, very fine. But when user is asking what time is it in London, now we added entity. We need to specify London is entity. We say like what is the weather forecast in Paris? Paris is my entity. We are talking about will I need umbrella tonight? Will what is the forecast in Seattle tomorrow? Seattle and tomorrow both are my entities. Turn the light on. Light, camera, action. Sorry, not light, camera, action. Sorry, light, TV, AC, fridge, anything that will be entity will be here. I also need to add that. Please come back here and just go back onto your model. You forgot to add these things, knowingly forgot. So we are coming back. And can you see one more tab here? Entities. I would like to add entities, for example, devices, right? So I would like to add the devices. We'll click on add devices. As we discussed earlier, similarly, we can add the devices here. Maybe like this time it is pre-built, learned here. I would like to go back here again, would like to go in entity. I would like to add more thing. For example, I'm talking about the weekdays. So writing weekdays names, we'll take that one list type and add. So guys, now if I need to add something, since here we can find add new list, I can click on it, and I want whenever it is going to talk about Sunday, it will be SUN. Just click enter. Save. You can include more data like Sunday. We can include Monday as these old days as your entities. Same as you says, I want to create any other one. I can click on this entity once again. Again, I am clicking on add. Again, we have cities, right? I'm going to add cities here. Again, you can just take it as list name and add. You're going to create a new entity with the name cities. You can also add list. I say London. as my city 1, for example, and you may add all these. So similarly, you can do that. What is the purpose here? Why we are talking about it? Because last time when you were just going on to the phrases, you were saying, what is the time? Now this time you are going to add more a result here. What's time? What's time in London? Right? So guys, right now we understand like this phrase is related to the this intent, but how you will define entity? So for defining entity, you just need to hover over it, right? And you can see cities. Are you able to understand that thing? Means you will train your model by including your phrase, and with the phrase you can specify these entity. Right now in my project, I have 3 type of entity. Out of this, I understand London is cities. It is my data. I need to train to my machine. Like whenever you get this kind of cities, you will add this one as entity. Means user is talking about time. That means he want to perform an action, that will be get time. But entity will be London. That will be city. Are you getting this thing? By this way, we can include these entities here, right? So again, well, since I have done some changes, I need to come back here for training. But before that, I need to do the save changes, right? And once I will add my data, I have already included my intent first. Then I showed you how you will include the entities. And once everything is done, I can come to training jobs. Since it is, again, I have do the changes here, I need to do the training once again, right? So you says, okay, you would like to overwrite, don't want to do it once again. Where you want to overwrite, I say model 1. So I don't want to create a new model. I want to create the same model, but I want to do the retraining. This training will come separately because it is going to maintain all the logs at the back. But I want to do, don't want to create a new model. I want to use the same model, and I am doing that. Till the time it is going on, we can just check here. Like now, whenever you will hit, you will get these results. Like it will just going to talk about very first, what is the question. So right now, if you're asking about what's the time in Edinburgh, so in this case, you are going to talk about get time. And it is not important like you will have the get time here, but since we are taking the same example in the PPT, it is same, and we know in this case we have get time intent is available in my project. So even it will analyze at the back and will give me, according to this query, this is the top intent, get time. It can give you the other intent also. Like maybe like it is also relating with some other intent, which seems to be same with this query. But right now, top intent is this because of confidence score, right? We will get that. So you will have some kind is defined as conversation for conversation language understanding or entity recognition. So basically this indicates the language feature. What type of request is that? Like either this is a conversation or it is a kind of an interview or something else. We have some parameters as well. Just like here, we are able to find some parameter, extra parameter, and this value will be depending upon what type of feature you are looking here. We are going to get some extra categories or offset or length. These extra information we are going to get. We are going to get some analysis input. It will be depending once you will be including more services here. But right now, again, this result is in JSON format. And whenever you are passing some query, it will provide you the best intent, top intent, and other intents are also here. It could be any other, but right now this is very simple. But somewhere, if you have multiple results with you, it can have any other intent. It will show you others as well. But you would like to go with top intent or other intent, that will be. But normally in normal scenario, you go with top intent. Right. With that, you also want to find out what are the entities were there. It will find and Edinburgh is entity. And since Edinburgh is here, what type of entity is that? Location, right? We discussed we can have the location, time, device, it could be various. But we are talking about Edinburgh, which is like a cities or it is just like a location. So it will automatically pick that. So by this, you can get that result. For implementation purpose, we have done that. Okay. So what we have done in these all cases, once you will upload all the intent and phrases with that entities, you can just do the training that we have done. After training, basically you need to deploy first, and after that you will do the testing. In this scenario, it is reverse. So first you need to deploy the model, and after that you will do the testing of the model. I repeat once again, we did the training. After training, it was asking to deploy first, right? And then it was asking to testing. We could not do the testing directly, first deployment. So once you will do that, after that you can review the prediction. We have a new preview here, new feature is here. So once you have done, you can just check how good your model was there. So you can just check the various metrics, like what was F1 score, precision, or recall. These are the classification metrics. You can check in all the cases your model is 100% okay, it is well, and you can use it for the further purpose, right? So you can do these all things, and once everything is done, you can publish, which is not mentioned here. You can publish your model, so that once you will deploy, you will get HTTP link, and that you can share with your client or with your team, just to integrate these all things in your project.
Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you understand the power of conversational language understanding and how you can leverage tools like Lewis to build smarter applications. Also, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth tutorials. And remember, this is just a small part of our comprehensive AI, ML, GenAI and Agentic AI job-oriented certification program. So to learn more and get access to the 3-step framework that will help you land a job in these fields, be sure to check out our free masterclass. The link is in the description below. Also, make sure that you watch this video next.